how easy is it for an indie company to get their game on live at the moment? Is it something that you plan to have more indie developers publishing their games through on live?
I think the record is 3 days, where they first approached us, and then it was live for everyone who had access to OnLive. Usually it takes a couple of weeks, you know. It's very, very easy. So we have an SDK, and the indies come to us, we give them the software development kit, and there's some small changes they would need to make if they want to take advantage of the features of the full features of the OnLive system. But if they have a game, perhaps it's an older game, and I don't know, the original developer is no longer around, they don't have the source code, they just give us the exe file. And we've now developed various virtual machines that we wrap around these old games. A great example is, it's not an indie game, but an older classic game is the original Deus Ex from 2000.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was written for Windows 98, all right? And if you try to run that game on a modern PC today, you'd really have to uninstall a lot of drivers and do all sorts of crazy stuff to get it to run. Well, we create a virtual machine around it on Live to make it feel like it's sitting in a Windows 98 environment.
Any plans to go into any different forms of media?
Yes, we've shown that. In fact, I gave a presentation in New York recently. I could show you a link to it.
Okay.
And that shows where I was running PowerPoint from a service center in California. And you could run PowerPoint, first of all, on a PC or Mac, no problem. But we also could run it on iPad and on Android, and you could spectate from one to the other. And you know, a lot of things that you normally can't do when you're remoting Windows applications with, say, Citrix, like video and media and Flash animation, works absolutely fine.
I guess the technology acts as a kind of a single platform, doesn't it? That you can thread a lot of different types of multimedia through just this one platform, and this works for games as well. So a game that's exclusive on one console or a PC can go through OnLive, of course. Can you see OnLive replacing consoles and becoming a kind of a universal standard, if you like, for that sort of?
I mean, I think in time it's inevitable that we're going to see not just consoles, but you know, video. We're already seeing video and music going into the cloud. I mean, if you ask somebody, ultimately, will all movies and ultimately will all music go to the cloud? Nobody's shocked. I think most people today, everyone would agree with that. With games, you still have a few people who are thinking, oh no, there's always going to be a local device. But, you know, I think when you've spent some time working with OnLive and you've seen it working particularly on, you know, a state-of-the-art connection and with some of the games that are designed for OnLive, which frankly, the very first ones are not going to be really coming out to the beginning of 2012, that are, you know, recognizing the fact it's remoted and so forth, rather than just taking a PC game and then making it work through the cloud. Then you can't tell that it's remote, and the experience is exactly as it would be if it's local. When you get to that point and you realize that there's really not any compromise, you get to say 1080p or even better than that, you should see what the prototypes look like at 4K resolution, which is 4096 by 2048. It's mind-blowing, okay? And you know, then you go and slap 16, or maybe you slap 128 servers behind an experience. Maybe it's the middle of the night and there's some servers available, so it doesn't cost too much to do that. Then you basically go and say, all right, this is a whole new kind of experience for gaming.